are you boys? I'm Boudreaux. And I'm Thibodeau. And there's three things that we love doing: eating boudin, eating crawfish, and watching Wgs-Tv.
Welcome to another installment of Wgs-Tv right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and FXTV. I'm the WrestleGamer, Double Beaverly Boudreaux. Got a panel of people to introduce you to. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard exclusively on YouTube.com/HWR Show. He is the illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Star. Rick, how you shining?
Well, right now I'm glowing, but that's for reasons I can't really explain right here tonight, but I'm doing good, Billy. Thanks for having me.
TMI. As our resident music mogul is here from YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV, he is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
He's the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, what's up?
My sweater says it all. And Rick, is that Valentine's Day balloons? Aww.
Yes, it is, but they're not for you, Will. Those balloons are not for you. They're for Billy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the insane machine is here. Cody Hawkins. Cody, how you doing?
Hey, hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to WGS-TV here. Along with us on the panel, he is the man from South Park, simply known as Carbon. Carbon, what's up?
Absolutely nothing other than this guy.
Well, we're going to be doing on this particular video, guys, over the weekend, actually, guys, to submit questions for us here for a Q&A session over the weekend on the Facebook page. And well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to answer your questions. And the first question comes from my old friend T-Rod, who's an admin on the WGS-TV Facebook page. And he asked a very interesting question. He says, now that Sheamus has returned, and I believe before he left, his popularity was almost equal to Cena. If Cena left, could you see Sheamus as the new golden boy of the WWE? Rick, I'm going to throw that one to you. What do you think about that?
You know what? I'm going to say yes, absolutely. He's definitely right up there with Orton, Punk, who obviously we know his status is in question. Daniel Bryan, Cena, and Sheamus. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I picked Sheamus to be one of the top guys who should have won the Rumble because he came back injured. And they should have done what they did with guys like Cena or Triple H, gave him vignettes on his way back and then win that Rumble. Because that's what kind of push he could have needed to get there. Can he get back to that spot? Absolutely. Can he get to that back with Cena? Absolutely, 100% without question.
Cody Hawkins, do you agree with that sentiment?
Well, I do agree with it, but it also depends on what creative has for him. You got to take into consideration everything that creative's been doing so far with the shortage of superstars, and with the apparently the shortage of ideas because they're all concentrating the big ideas on a handful of guys. So depending on what creative can pull out of the hat, it's luck of the draw.
T-Rod, thank you again for that question. As we go, we have a couple of questions in. Forgive me if I mispronounce the name, Gel van Dries. Apparently it's a Belgium name. I'm going to throw this first question over to you, Will. The first question from Gel says, what do you personally think of the CM Punk situation?
Oh boy, can we say hell in a handbasket? Because that's exactly what it is. It's just simply hell in a handbasket. What's her name again?
No, it's a guy, believe it or not. It's a guy's name.
Guy, girl, what's the name?
Gel, I believe. Jelle.
Okay, mistaking that for jelly, but no offense. Well, Gel, No, we gelling. Nah. To be honest about the CM Punk situation, I really think it's high hell to water right now. We had a lot of CM Punk chants within the 2 weeks since he's been, gone since the Rumble, and we've had a lot of animosity with the backstage. Fans, signs are getting pulled. WWE is basically out of their emotional standpoint about it. And to be honest, I'm going to jump on the ball with Rick on this one, even though I was against Rick. But now, Rick, I'm convinced this is probably a work. He'll probably be back before Mania. And not to mention, there's been a couple of mysterious tweets talking about, well, I'm just going to kick back and watch the show and all this. So, hey, if Punk would have really quit, then we would have not heard anything thereof. So I think it's a work. We'll see him before Mania, and the IWC will go back to their computer ways and be like, oh my god, it really was a work. So just stay tuned for that.
Fans could really hope for this to be actually a work, because if WWE were to legitimately lose CM Punk, especially during the high point of the year, which is WrestleMania, leading up to that, that would be a huge blow to the company. I mean, because CM Punk is such a huge name within the company, and he's such a great worker, and he's done so many good things since he ever came into the WWE in 2006. For them to legitimately lose Punk would be a huge blow to Vince McMahon, especially with the timing being so off. So, I'm starting to jump on your bandwagon as well, Rick, thinking that this is a work, because, WWE would be extremely foolish to lose someone like this guy.
And like I said, if you looked at what happened on Raw, where they had The Miz come out and said, look, these jabroni, it was during, if I'm not mistaken, it was Titus O'Neil and
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder's match, thank you. During that match, he comes out and says, these jabronis are getting the match, and, I'm sitting out here not getting the match. He's almost doing the same thing that Punk is supposed to be doing, where he's bitching and complaining, he's taking his ball and going home. So, it's almost like the way I saw it was they're taking a jab at CM Punk, but I think is what they're doing is they're flaring that up. For a company that wants to keep that quiet, why do that?
Yeah, interesting. Now, Gel has a second question that, Carmen, I'm going to need your help on. And it's a video game question. It says, which game series do you prefer more? Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row? Now, me personally, I've only played one game from the Grand Theft Auto series, and that was GTA 4. And I thought the online multiplayer was really good. I never got a chance to sample the storyline per se for GTA, but I've never gotten a chance to play anything from Saints Row, so I really can't say for certain if I would prefer Saints Row over GTA. Carmen, what about you? Which game series do you prefer more, Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row?
I've played all of the Grand Theft Auto 5 campaign. I beat that within a week and a half. I've played through the Saints Row 3 campaign. They're both good. It's just all Saints Row really was is a colored version of, or a more bright and colorful version of Grand Theft Auto 4. And Grand Theft Auto 5 is better than that. So I say GTA 5. I say Grand Theft Auto all the way.
And I think Will kind of disagrees with you.
Wrong answer. Go home.
GTA 5 is anything else than a fucking game where people just kill each other, hippity boop blah, get achievements, scratch your ass, and play the game again. That's it. Okay. And I didn't finish Saints Row 4 yet. I did not finish Saints Row 4 yet. I'm almost done with it.
I personally didn't care for the Saints Row series. I mean, I tried one, I tried two, and they just didn't do it. Personally, they just didn't do it for me. That's just my personal...
I didn't like them either, but the one game from Rockstar that I did like, that was, that was made from Rockstar, that really piqued my interest. Call me crazy, but L.A. Noire.
Yeah.
Excellent game. Really great game.
I love their physics engine.
Yeah.
I mean, Team Bondi did an amazing job with that game. That's the only one I like from Rockstar. The last GTA game I played was Vice City. Okay?
Well, I can think of only two. I can only think of two Rockstar games other than Grand Theft Auto that I've played. One of them was Red Dead Redemption, which is a fantastic, phenomenal game, and Max Payne 3. I got really addicted to the online multiplayer aspect of it. I thought it was fun, yet frustrating at times, but I hope that really kind of answered your questions, Jell, as we do have another question. It is from Brian. This is the name he put on Facebook, Brian Rodimus Prime. And he says, do you think this is Rodimus Prime?
Oh, I know, Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it's kind of a take on it, I would think. But, this is what he says. He says, do you think this is going to be the worst Elimination Chamber ever, especially due to the fact that CM Punk is not in it? Also, the fact that Christian is just not that interesting anymore. And finally, it's cool that Antonio Cesaro is in it because he deserves it, but it sucks because WWE will not let him win it. Lance, what's your take on that?
Honestly, it can't be as worse as like when it was Khali, I think Undertaker, Viscera, Kane, Big Show, and somebody else. There's like all giants that have no business being in an enclosed cage match. This has bad news written all over it. So, I'd say a close second to that one. But them guys just didn't work well together.
Rick, what about you? Do you think this is what Brian Rodimus Prime says, that this could be the worst Elimination Chamber match ever?
You know what? I just kind of disagree because, there's a lot of great competitors in here, and I think if Brian doesn't win this, which I'm hoping that he does, we could possibly see somebody else rise up. Now, I really don't want to see Cena win this for obvious reasons. I would like to see either, if Sheamus doesn't get this, I would like to see Sheamus or Bryan win this. Even Antonio Cesaro, you want to see somebody new. Just because Punk is not in this sounds like a Punk mark to me. That's all it does. That's screaming Punk mark. Oh, Punk's not in it. Punk's not in it. Really? Come on, buddy. Get over it.
Honestly, when you think about it, all it comes down to is with the level of the superstars that are on this roster, it's all about the pecking order. So,
exactly.
Depending on how far you up on the pecking order is to determine if you're going to ever get a title.
And even still, the story apparently was going to go that, from what the rumor mill was going to say is that CM Punk was going to be in a match with Kane in a separate match anyway, so he wasn't even going to be in the Elimination Chamber. So, get over it, people. Move on. I think you got to look at what's actually going to be. You got to look at the match itself and judge the match itself before you can, actually see it. So,
Carmen, do you kind of share Brian Rodimus Prime's sentiments about the Elimination Chamber? One person he wants to see win it is Antonio Cesaro, but he's just on the downhill part of the train, saying that he probably feels that WWE will not let him win it. Do you kind of share those kind of sentiments with them?
Yeah, I do, because you got guys like Cena, which is WWE's golden boy. You got Randy Orton, guys like Christian, Sheamus, Bryan, all them guys. And Cesaro, the way the WWE's been using him as of late is mid-card wrestler. The way the WWE's been using him, and they won't hand him their major title.
It's because it's a mid-card gimmick.
Cut and dry right there. Brian. Thank you very much for the question. And the last question for this video comes to us from Natalie Hipkins, and it's a two-parter. She asked, is Roman Reigns leaving the Shield, and when, if he is? And honestly, I do see Roman Reigns, in my opinion, breaking out from the Shield. And from the way it's been looking as of late, Will, it's really a strong possibility that Roman Reigns could break away from the Shield at the Elimination Chamber during their match against the Wyatt family. Because, have you noticed, the bickering between Reigns and Ambrose they've been doing on TV as of late, that's almost indicative that someone's breaking away from that group.
And we all forgot to mention that Seth Rollins is the mediator of the Shield? Oh, poor Seth. But no. But more, it's look at what he's done before the Rumble. Did anybody pay attention to Survivor Series? Man, he was doing work. And
only good thing on that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, he pretty much workhorse that match.
Yeah. Where he took out almost the whole team. And then, you start to figure that lower and lower right around December before the Rumble. And then, then it continues, and then we just had the Rumble, 13 eliminations. Find me someone else who can do that, because this guy is impressive. Now, as far as the Chamber goes, me and Rick, we're almost at the same length. Is he going to turn at Chamber? Is he going to do it before Mania? I don't know. I'm going to put it in between it. I think it's going to be on a Raw where where Rollins and Ambrose are not going to see it coming, and he's going to defect. And when it happens, watch that crowd pop. Just wait.
Lance, let me ask you this question. Do you see WWE creative doing this at Elimination Chamber, or doing something to kind of cause the breakup, which would happen beyond the Elimination Chamber with Roman Reigns and the Shield?
I don't know what it is, but something is telling me creatives and cause gonna just start to make the cracks get bigger within the Shield, and it's probably gonna happen Mania night or night after.
Yeah, it's a very distinct
that's
possibility.
When you see the Crazy Raw go.
So, on that note, guys and gals, I'd like to thank y'all for sending the questions. That's a big heads up to T-Rod, Gel Vanderdreis, if I'm saying that name correctly, Brian Rodimus Prime, and Natalie Hipkins. All these questions coming to us from the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGSTV. If you guys out there want an opportunity to hear your questions answered, here you have two ways to do it. One, you can put your questions in the comment section below right here on this video, and next week we'll have another Q&A session. And of course, if you have a YouTube channel, you will get a shout out to your channel here live on the video along with your question. Or you can go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGSTV. You can submit your questions over there as well. And we're going to try to make this a weekly thing here, guys, where we'll just sit down and have a Q&A session and answer all your questions. So don't forget to put a like and a favorite on this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always check me out on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And anytime you want to listen to any of our shows, head on over to our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/HWR Show. And this week, we have a special interview of Jules Malone. She's an independent female wrestler. She's going to be a really interesting person to interview. So make sure you check us out this week.
Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR reviews, Redneck Gourmet cooking videos, Q&As, and you can also check me out on HWR.
Cool. Currently the Bay Area MVP, known as Will, makes his home on the hood on U-Vlog. Will, you got anything coming up?
Oh, yeah, trying to build our fan base, and I'm still shocked that Rick is actually human. I thought he was a robot with an Italian voice.
You're not confused.
But now, since football's over, folks, we're going to talk about baseball. Yes, baseball season. And if you don't like baseball, it's okay. Wrestling is still our theme here, so stay tuned.
Cartman is over on youtube.com/KillerXKenny. Cartman, you got anything coming up on your channel?
Minecraft, racing, anything else I decide to upload. That's pretty much it.
And of course, finally we have
subscribe for a cookie.
It better be an Oreo. And finally we have the Insane Machine, Cody Hawkins. Cody, got anything coming up?
As of right now, Mid-South Extreme is scheduled for a double shot weekend. March 28th and 29th. 28th at the Abbeville American Legion Hall in Abbeville, Louisiana, and the 29th at the Station Bar and Grill in Broussard, Louisiana. We'll be coming up with further dates, further insight on the card, and matches to be within the next week or so. And look forward to a video coming up on my page, which will be youtube.com/CodyHawkins88. I have a few guys that helped me out here, including film footage from the WrestleGamer here, as consulting with the commercials that we're going to be using to promote the shows.
So you guys be sure to look forward to that one as well. And don't forget to like the Facebook page, because facebook.com/WGSTV. And don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Starr, the Incomparable, Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, the Bay Area MVP known as Will, the man from South Park simply known as Cartman, and the Insane Machine Cody Hawkins. I'm the WrestleGamer. Don't be Billy Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching.